morning, sir, madam, and all my fellow classmates. This is Group 4, and today we are going to present about English mechanics. My name is Yapo Hin, and my code is MA23091. So let's start with my topic, chapter 6.11, preferred spelling. Okay. And English words can have different spellings, right? So which one are we going to use? So APA, American Psychological Association, they suggest in APA style that we should refer to these dictionaries, Merriam-Webster Dictionary, APA Dictionary of Psychology, and unabridged edition of Webster's Dictionary. When we are talking about normal words, we should prioritize whatever mentioned in Merriam-Webster Dictionary. This is their website, and they have a search bar. You just type in anything you want to search, and they will share the correct spellings and information about the word. So when a word is not included in Merriam-Webster's dictionary, we can refer to APA Dictionary of Psychology. And this is their website. They also work the same. That is for normal words. And now, when we are talking about psychological terms like cognition, okay, phobia, philia, special names like schizophrenia, we must prioritize, okay, must follow whatever mentioned in APA Dictionary of Psychology over Merriam-Webster's dictionary. And here are some examples. Behaviorism, behavioral, with and without you, analyze. Okay. Since APA, they are American Psychological Association, right? So they use American English. They prefer them. So when we are talking about psychological terms, we suggest to use American English. Okay. In some rare situation, both of the last dictionary didn't include, don't include a certain word. And that's when we refer to unabridged edition of Webster's dictionary. Okay. Since we live in Malaysia, Malaysia use British English, right? Merriam-Webster also include British English inside the dictionary. So technically we can use both. However, when we are writing, we must only choose one of them and be consistent. Only use one type of English, okay, to be tidy and avoid confusion. So some English words, they originate from Latin and Greek. Okay, so they are different. So they don't fit that well in English grammar system. Like for example, like algae. Okay, you add s. It's a bit weird, but it still can use. Okay, it still makes sense. But some words you cannot just add s. Index you cannot just add s, right? So here is some rules and system for us to mention, to state the plural and singular form of the Latin and Greek words. However, some of the words like focus, focus is also a Latin word. They have two different plural form, foci and focuses. Foci, F-O-C-I. Okay, so they are almost the same, but they use differently. They have different usage. So we must always refer back to Merriam-Webster to not make mistake. Right? And some English words, they evolve. They change throughout time, especially technology related words, like email, internet. Last time email has a dash, and since it becomes more and more common, they simplify it. And some new words also will be created, like NFT, non-fungible tokens, metaverse. They also will be created. And if you want to use these words, we must refer back to Merriam-Webster, okay, to not make mistake. And here are some examples of the old English, Middle English, how they evolve and transform into the modern English, like goes. But usually they add alphabets to be more precise compared to their pronunciation, like goes, H. So this is what makes English special and fun, right? And this is the end of my presentation, and hope we can enjoy English. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Yap, for the wonderful presentation on preferred spelling. Hi guys, my name is Siva. So today we're going to see hyphenation, and we're going to focus on prefixes and suffixes that requires hyphen. Let's see. First of all, for the definition, hyphen is a punctuation mark used especially to divide, to compound words, word elements, or numbers. So on the top right, I've given hyphen, a comparison between hyphen, m dash, and n dash. So from this, we can see hyphen, the punctuation mark hyphen is the shortest form of dash compared to m dash and n dash. So let's see what is the importance of hyphen. Hyphen is important because it helps for vocabulary expansion. So prefix and suffix significantly contribute to the expansion of vocabulary by offering a systemic way to create new words. When we join the base word with the prefix or suffix, it automatically creates a new meaning. For example, the word antibiotic. The prefix anti, when it's added to the word biotic, it transforms into antibiotic, which is a new meaning. Biotic means of and the cause of living organism. When we add the word anti, it automatically specifies, gives a new meaning, which means a substance that counteracts living organism. So it holds different meaning when it joins into a new word. Next, hyphen is also important for efficient communication where it allows us to um, turn something complex into a very concise and simple form. So instead of lengthy phrases or lengthy sentences, we can prevent that from using prefix suffix with hyphen. So for example, well chosen prefix. We do not have to mention the process of choosing the best prefix that suits. So instead we just say well chosen prefix, which carries the same meaning, but this is a simpler version. What is prefix? Prefix is an affix, a word attached to the beginning of a word, base, or phrase. So let's see prefix that require hyphens. We hyphenate prefix with proper nouns. Proper nouns in Bahasa we say kata namahas, which carries, which usually capitalize. Yes, which is usually capitalized. So for example, pre World War One, World War One, World War Two is capitalized. Uh, it's a proper noun. So when we add the prefix pre to it, we hyphenate them. Another example, anti-American. Next, we hyphenate repeated letters. So repeated letters in the mean when the vowel or consonant ends in the prefix and begins on the root word, we hyphen them. For example, ultra ambitious. The prefix ultra ends with a and the base word ambitious begins with a. So the ending and beginning are the same vowel in this case, so we hyphenate them. If it's the same consonant, we hyphenate them as well. For example, co-own, sub-basement, anti-inflammatory. Next, we hyphenate prefix with numbers and letters, for example, pre-1800s. Non-GMOs. There are other prefixes which we hyphenate. For example, the prefix non, non-essential, non-negotiable, non-profit. The prefix ex, ex-husband, ex-president, which means once they were. And also the prefix co, co-author, co-worker, which means the people we work with. Next, pre, the prefix pre, pre-existing, pre-approved. Next, the prefix post, post-war, post-modern, post-production. Next, we have seen prefix. Now let's see suffix. Suffix is an affix occurring at the end of the word. Prefix before, suffix after. Suffix that require hyphens. Hyphenate, we hyphenate suffix with proper noun. We hyphenate suffix with repeated letters, just like prefix. Next, the thing that is different here is we hyphenate suffix with compound words. In other words, kata majmu in Bahasa. For example, mother-in-law, post-apocalyptic. We also hyphenate suffix in adjective noun combination. For example, well-known author. Instead of telling the author is famous, we concise them into a simpler version, well-known author, which carries the same meaning. Other suffixes such as like does not require hyphen, which will be explained by our next member, Shazwan. Other suffix like free, gluten-free, sugar-free. Suffix wide, city-wide, nationwide. Suffix related, job-related, industry-related. And lastly, another example, suffix driven is called technology-driven, data-driven. So these are the examples of prefix and suffix that require hyphens. Thank you for listening. I hope it's clear. For more, you can refer to dictionary correct dictionary or more. Thank you.
Thank you for my fellow friends. Next, I will talk about hyphenation prefix and suffix that do not require hyphen. Next, my name is Muhammad Shahzwan bin Zaman Ruzaili. Then prefix is a word, a part that come at the beginning of certain words. And next is about suffix. A suffix is a word part that come at the end of the certain words. And then we go to the prefix and suffix that do not require hyphens. For the prefix or suffix is able, and then for the example, the retrievable, aftercare, antisocial, bingual, correlate. And then for the use this is a use a hyphen at the end of the line to divide a word where there is not enough space for the whole words. Follow the rule and dividing words correctly. First and foremost is about divide a word between syllables. Never divide a word one syllabus word. For the correct, for effective prohibition, certain strategy and recommended. Incorrect, after taking the workshop on the prohibited, it really seems that I am better at editing my own paper. Next is always divide a hyphenate compound word at a hyphenate. She was retrieved to have the inclusive title of president-elect later rather than to have the real responsibility. Incorrect, she was retrieved to have the inclusive title of president selection rather than to have real responsibility. Divided compound word between the word that form the compound. For the correct, for Steve's birthday, Annie brought him an electric coffee maker. Incorrect, for Steve's birthday, Annie brought him an electric coffee maker. And then use hyphenate to join a prefix and capitalize the word. For example, an America and then pre-Christmas. Next, always use the hyphenate with the prefix all and self and with the suffix lative. For example, is all inclusive, ex-president, self-righteousness, governor-elected. Last but not least, use a hyphenate. Use all compound numbers between 21 through 99, and when writing fiction as a word, 55 and 230. Thank you.